Good afternoon. It's time for my Friday tip. I hope you've all had a good or short week for some of us and a short week next week for a lot of Kiwis as well for Waitangi weekend. Look, I've had, 17 meetings this week, so I've been just so busy. But I've had this kind of dominant thing come through from my coaching clients in particular, which is, Stu, it's the start of the year. I'm supposed to be working full on. I'm supposed to be right into it, and I've kind of lost my mojo, particularly my marketing mojo. It's the thing that we often leave to the bottom of the to-do list and we just get on with our jobs. So here's three ways that you can, or three steps to get your marketing mojo back and give yourself some purpose and some things to so that you know what to post, so you know what to do each week. So get a pencil out, a pen, and write this down. So number one, I want you to think of your target audience, and I want to think of something that you can do for them in 6 weeks' time. So that might be something that's going to excite them, something that's going to be really high value for them to do, something you're going to give away to them. So that might be a seminar in person. It might be a webinar. If you're a retailer, it might be an open day or a sale, but make it a significant one. And the important thing, 6 weeks ahead, give yourself a runway for this one thing. So over this weekend, I want you to think is, what is that one thing that you can do? Want any pointers? Message me. I'll come back to you for free and answer a couple of ideas. So that's number one. Think of one thing and plan a launch date in 6 weeks in advance. Number two, write a plan now. So you now have, over a 6-week period, the opportunity to talk about that one thing twice a week. And how might you talk about something? Well, if it's a webinar, your webinar will be on a topic. So now every week you might want to talk about a subset of that topic. Your content now might have, you might do a little live, or you might just do a little post with an image on it. And if let's say you're an accountant and you're doing a cash flow management and planning, get your cash flow sorted for 2022 workshop, you might every week in your next 6 weeks, you might talk about a topic that's inside that workshop, and you're kind of teasing people with your knowledge and then letting them know that we've got this workshop coming up. So that's the first part of it. And then the second part of it is you might then say the type of people, each week you're saying this, the type of people who are going to really, really benefit from my cash flow workshop or from my big sale is busy mums who run a business, or construction firms that have lots and lots of capital costs and really struggle with it. So what you can do every single week is name the people who would most benefit from the big thing that you defined in step one. Okay, so now you've got two things each week you can put into your content, and then you write it down. Am I going to do one of them posts I'm going to do on Tuesday, and then I might do another one on Friday. Okay, so now you've got two things to talk about every week, and you've got a big thing in the future. Okay, now step three, fill in the gaps. Okay, so how do we fill in the gaps with our content planning? We've already used 2 days a week, so maybe we just want to do 2 more things, right, or 3 more things. So here's some angles that you can use for your for the other things to fill in the gaps, right? So number one, you can talk about yourself, something unique about yourself, how you got into your industry, how you love your industry, talking about how, what's your daily routine. So it's fine to talk about yourself in your content. So do that maybe once a week or once a fortnight, and it's a filling in the gaps thing. Another angle, talk about a client. You might have lots and lots and lots of clients. So each week, talk about a client. It doesn't need to be a testimonial or a reference. You can just give some gratitude back and mention a client every single week. Hey, there's this client that I have, she buys my curry paste. She buys it every 6 weeks without fail. And she always comes back to me with appreciation and recipes that she's trying out. And I love her to bits, and she's awesome. So you can talk about a client every single week. Now, what have we got? We've got 4 or 5 posts that we've already chalked up in our content plan. And we've only been thinking about this for a couple of minutes. And what's the third thing, or the third angle or theme that we can talk about in our content to fill in the gaps? Our customers' context. Okay, so you've got 7 days a week of context that your customers go through. So find things that they might relate to. So I'll often post things like, going for a run on the weekend, because most of my customers like to be outdoors, and a lot of them are into exercise, and it's another thing about me. Or I might post about something that's going on in the world that interests me, or and I know that my customers might have a shared interest. So it might be something for me, it might be something to do with the marketing world, which is also relevant to my small business customers. So the third thing that you can post on your weekly content plan is something that's of context, shared context, something that you relate to between you and your audience. Now, what have you got? You've got 4 or maybe 5 posts per week over a 6-week period. And every week you're talking about a big thing that you're doing, and every week it's getting closer. So what you're going to be doing there is you're going to be creating nice, diverse content for the algorithm, nice, diverse content for all the various people who are watching your audience. You're going to be reminding people, so you have repetition of the one thing that you want the customers to do, which is go to your big thing, or come to the sale, or download the voucher, or whatever it is. You're building excitement and you are practicing. The most important thing, and the reason why this will help you get your mojo back, is because you've got a plan that helps you build habits, and the repetition will help you just push it out again and again and again until it's easy, and then all of a sudden it'll feel like fun. So that's my tip for this Friday. To get your mojo back, think of one big thing in six weeks' time, mark it down in the diary, start talking about it twice a week, create a plan to promote the themes that lead up to that thing, and then fill in the gaps. All right, everyone, have a great long weekend if you're in New Zealand, and see you next week. Cheers.